The business facet of the film industry really starts in Chicago and New York. And as they got more and more into filming, there were limitations in those climates because, of course, a big part of the year is very cold.
The winter of 1908 was especially brutal. Business largely shut down. It was just too cold to go outside, and it was just too much rigmarole. The other problem was that shooting indoors wasn't any easier because the lighting rigs at that time were especially temperamental and were prone to blowing up and catching fire, and buildings burned down.
Because of the state of technology at that point, they depended a lot on natural sunlight. And so, of course, they were looking for places that had, extensive natural sunlight.
Thomas Edison, the Wizard of Menlo Park, as he was known, he was, I dare say, something more akin to the mafia in the sense of his protection of his patents. So he created what was called the Motion Picture Patents Company, or what was known colloquially as the Trust. And he essentially asked all the filmmakers to come join him in basically a protected group of film companies that could use all of his patents, could use all of his connections, but if you were outside that group, you were completely blackballed. Well, one of the byproducts of the Trust was a number of these film companies who were in and around New York, where the industry was largely based, they scattered. They really ran to get away from him, and they went to as far as Cuba, they went to the Bahamas, they went to Arizona, and they went out west to California, and they went to Florida. The heads of Calum said, forget it, we're going outside, we're going to make a movie, we're not going to be kept inside for the season. So what they did is they wrote a script called Washington at Valley Forge. The production was completely marred. People got sick, people got hypothermia, they lost fingers, and it was a complete failure.
And so there are these people looking for, these film people looking for a place where they can film outdoors for most of the year. Jacksonville was attractive because Jacksonville was one of the first major cities in Florida. In fact, for this part of Florida, it was the major city, and the major railroad lines all came together here. This is where people came from either the north or from the west.